Good morning for absolutely the first time today. It's not the second time. It's fine. It's the first time. This is the second time we tried to do this introduction because for those of you that may be new here, I'm on Sky, and Sky's internet for me is a bag of Daz. So apart from that, hey, how you doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham. This is the self-waterboarder, baby. And we, if that doesn't make sense to you, I'm not going to explain it. We are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads right now. We do go live on Twitch at 10 a.m.-ish each and every single weekday with The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, even if we do say so ourselves. 10 a.m.-ish. It's now 11:53. Ads, thank you very much for the host. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's now 11:53, so we got live at 10 a.m.-ish, which we aim for 10, but we work in the video games industry. We do video games things, and all of that stuff comes first. So The Scoop fits in around that, which is why we're now live at 11:53. Anyway, we are live. If you are with us in the chat on Twitch, please feel free to get involved because we turn this live stream into a podcast, a video that goes on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. Loads of places where people watch and listen on demand. They can't get involved with us live in the show, but they can get involved in the comments. It's your job, if you are in the Twitch chat, to get involved live on behalf of those guys. We do have a bunch of stories to jump through today, so hopefully we have enough to inspire you to get involved, as long as Sky remains active and doesn't kill the stream, because we managed to get 3 minutes into the stream last time before it died. Nice! Great. Let me jump through the chats. Once again, Ross, I'll read, mate. Tito, good morning. Mr. Bearded Edge, once again, Callum, massive love for the 5 whole gifty subs yesterday. We had 12 subs in one stream, which is big things. We managed to get a hype train going and everything yesterday. So thank you very much, Callum. I love you. West, I'll read. For anyone that's in the chat that is new here, feel free to type !loot drop. That will give you a link that will give you information on our loot drop. It's basically a way that we give back to our subscribers. The subscribers support the channel, and we massively appreciate that. So we give back every month with a loot drop where we pick one of our subscribers to get a prize. This month's prize, once again, was one of these. I say these. It could have been that. It was an Ice Cream Uploads esports jersey or any other item of your choice from the merch store. Anyway, yesterday's winner was West, although I did fumble the recording and managed to record it without any audio. Bibby did manage to fix that. That was posted on social media. So if you want to see our audio description version of the loot drop prize announcement, it's on Twitter. If anyone has the link, feel free to drop it in the chat. But yes, we will have another loot drop next month. And we will start running a social poll soon, asking what you guys want that to be. Whether you want it to be a video game, whether you want it to be some of our merch again, or whether you want it to be something from one of our partners / providers like a Creative Muscle Loose, that kind of thing. Again, we'll let you guys have the vote. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions,
so many games coming out between now and the end of September as well. So it could be 2 games, like you say, merch and something from our sponsors, maybe, rather than just 3 things, because there's a lot of games coming out.
Yeah, so if you've got any games coming out that you're particularly hyped about, feel free to throw your hat into the ring. ! Discord in the chat will give you the link to our Discord where you can share that. If you are in the loot drop area on Discord, you are in with a chance of winning. All you need to do is be a sub, and you can use a free Prime sub if you have one of those. Be in the Discord. Have your accounts linked, your Discord and Twitch accounts. If not, it doesn't work. Shout out to Callum, who managed to give away 5 subs to the channel yesterday, but wasn't in the loot drop himself for 6 whole months. Oh, look at but he is now. It's fine. So yeah, if you don't have your Twitch and your Discord accounts linked, you're not in it. And it's surprising to see how many people don't actually do that. There's still quite a lot. Even though we mention it every month, you need to link the accounts. If not, you don't get into the loot drop channel. So when we do the name export on the day where we do the draw, if you're not in that export, you're not in with a chance to win. And we can't add you in because that kind of goes against the rules that we've been sharing all month, which is a shame. But Callum's in it now, so that's nice.
The easiest way to find out if you're in it is if you go to Discord and there isn't an area there called Loot Drop, but you are a subscriber. You've not done something somewhere. You've not linked your Twitter to your Discord. That's the easiest way to find out if you're in it. If you can see it, fantastic. You are in with a chance, providing that your subscription is valid on the day that we export it, which is usually the first Monday of the month. Obviously, that date changes every single month. So yeah, that's the easiest way to find out if you're actually a subscriber and your account is linked. If a loot drop section is there, you are good to go.
Nice. Callum says, leave me alone. I'm a noob with Discord. It's fine. You're not the only one. Loads of people are in Discord and probably think they're in the loot drop every month and then just don't look closely at the spin wheel so they don't realize their name's not on the list because they're not in that section. Even though we tell it all the time. You have to be in with the accounts linked, so they're nice. Anyway, let's jump into the news. Let's tick things off. You may have seen it today that our lead story, actually, let me jump into the split screen. You may have seen today that our lead story is about the fact that FIFA 22 Pro Clubs will now let you play as a woman for the first time ever. So FIFA has had women's football included before. We've spoken about this in various conversations, but now for the first time ever, women will be stepping into the world of pro clubs. Nice. Following that, we'll jump into conversations around Activision Blizzard. We did say yesterday there was going to be, it was their Q2 earnings call. That's what it was. I did think it was. So we had something about a Q1 earnings call yesterday, and I said, I'm pretty sure Activision Blizzard's earnings call was their Q2 one. Anyway, that's what it was. It was their Q2 earnings call yesterday, which comes at the perfect time for people to demand answers to some pretty serious questions. Anyway, we have two articles thrown together. Shout out to Tito, who gave us a link to one of those articles yesterday. We won't be using Tito's link, but we do have a very beefy one, and then one that's just gone live this morning. So shout out to Tito for shaving the show, even though we shaved it somewhere else. Hashtag shape our show. As well as that, we did, yeah, nice. As well as that, Call of Duty 2021, we have some details on that. And then finally, Fortnite is adding 2 Street Fighter characters to its roster. Shout out to Bib, who's going to buy none of those because neither of them have golf clubs. If you don't know what that means, then, well, you've not been watching the streams this week. But anyway, Bib, FIFA 22 Pro Clubs.
Yes.
Adding
Best game mode
women
ever.
to the mode first time. Good move?
Mm-hmm. Massive move, a massive move. We've been. It feels like we've been talking about women entering football in a video game format for like the last 2 weeks, and the news just keeps on getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, this is a fantastic move. Obviously, we've seen this with Football Manager, including women's football as a database. Fantastic. And now we're looking at something where you are playing the best game mode in video games history, and now sort of people are being represented. So yeah, it's a massive move. Fantastic.
Nice. Well, that representation, let's give you a bit more information. Yin-Poole at Eurogamer has this story. It says FIFA 22 Pro Clubs mode lets you play as a woman for the first time in mixed 11v11. So jumping into the main article, FIFA 22's Pro Club mode lets you create and play as a woman virtual pro. The FIFA series already lets you play as women footballers, but up until now, only with women's international teams via kickoff mode and the FIFA Street style Volta mode. Pro Clubs is an online mode in FIFA that lets you create a virtual player and play your position on the pitch with teammates in 11v11 matches. I'm just going to hit play on this video there. For the first time in FIFA 22, players will be able to create and customize a female virtual pro in Pro Clubs and then take that player onto the pitch in mixed 11v11 matches. The video below shows off how this looks. It's a step forward for FIFA, but there's still no word from EA Sports on the inclusion of women's clubs, such as those from the FA Women's Super League. Last month, EA announced Alex Scott is a commentator in FIFA 22, the former professional footballer who played for Arsenal in the Women's Super League and made 140 appearances for England, is the first female broadcast voice in the series. So nice short article to kick things off. You can now play as a woman in Pro Clubs.
Mm-hmm.
What are your overall thoughts, babe?
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's great. I mean, the beauty of Pro Clubs is that it's your character, it's your persona. Like, obviously, unfortunately, when I've been playing with Vern, he's been playing in a United kit, so Bibini always bagging goals for United left, right, and centre at this moment in time. However, we've changed it up, but it's a persona of me. Obviously, I can't have my guy being a dumpy fat fuck running around the pitch because all my stats will be skewed. So yeah, the beauty of it is that you can customize your player to whatever you want. The old school Pro Clubs thing, you make yourself really, really small, stupid face, massive blue afro. So that's what people have been doing for years anyways. That isn't a representation of anybody but a fucking idiot. But no, this is giving the option for people to,
Marge
if you are a female who
Simpson and her
plays,
sisters are absolutely raging right now, honestly.
yeah. But if you are a woman, female, who wants to play, who's obviously does play FIFA, because there is a large demographic out there of them that do that, it just gets overshadowed by how many young boys or adults, men that are playing the game. You've got representation in there. There will be females who want to play Pro Clubs that'll have a full female team. Why wouldn't you now? You've got the ability to be able to do that. The characteristics of the player is determined by you and your skill trait, how tall you make your player, what position you play. That's how the stats skew. So it depends on what build of the character you want to determine how you want to play the game. But yeah, this is fantastic. You've got the option to be able to do it now. You could do this in Volta. Let's not forget, Volta had women in there as well. So this is just another step forward. Eventually, there'll probably become a time where the Is it the FA Super League? Is that right? No, I should in the
FA
Women's Super League.
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be a time where that will be included, and you'll be able to play the Champions League with all female teams. That's just progression, is it not? I mean, this shouldn't be groundbreaking news. It's just that we get into a time where it's all being inclusive now, which is fantastic, in my opinion, because again, a lot of people say representation matters, and it absolutely does. So yeah, why the hell not?
Yeah, I'm full on board for this. I said a couple of weeks back that there was rumors of I think no, actually it might have been off the back of the Alex Scott stuff. I can't remember what triggered me to say it, but I basically said, okay, EA made big moves by adding women's teams to international football. But I felt that was a bit marketing-y. It's like, oh, it looked like a good thing to do, but then they didn't take it further. That's like 3 or 4 years back now, right? And then they've added Alex Scott because, oh, we've got women's representation in commentary, and it's easy to do.
She's best pundit about anyway. Like,
I mean, yeah, definitely.
but you'd rather have that or Jermaine Genius?
It's nope. Yeah, but like, I mean, but even still, that's whilst that is good inclusion, that's also an easy inclusion. I doff my cap to the likes of Miles Jacobson and Sports. Is it Sports Interactive? SI? Yeah, Sports Interactive. So they have just committed to spending millions on getting, I don't know if it was the Women's Super League or I think it was, basically different tiers of women's football. Yeah, exactly. Building out that database so that they can look to cast a lens on women's football, because it's kind of one of those chicken and eggs. If no businesses are working with it, if nobody is promoting it, it will never get any extra promotion or other businesses working with it. It's kind of one of those, one way or the other. And in their press release, Miles Jacobson basically said, we're going to lose money on this, but it's something that is right to do. This is the right thing.
It either.
And exactly, and that was it. This is the right thing, not only for us, but we don't want it to be exclusive. We want the door to be open for other businesses to come in and do the same thing, because this is the right thing for women's football. Now, that is something I massively applaud, because I high-five EA for this, for putting the ability to have female characters in pro clubs, because it's a fantasy mode. You can't throw female characters into foot because there's all sorts of different issues there. There's probably licensing things with crossing over non-footballing players into foot. They may be, they may not be. There's obviously the real world element of non-competitive in terms of you don't get women playing in the men's game and vice versa and so on. So I understand there's difficulties on multiple levels when it comes to putting women into normal career modes or putting women into existing foot modes. So that requires much more development. They'd need to create a women's foot potentially, or a women's career mode kind of thing. And that is fine. That's possible. It just requires time and effort and development and licenses. Exactly. And the EA haven't done that, whereas Sports Interactive have. So whilst I do high-five EA for this inclusion, like Bibby said, last season had blue massive afro dudes. Okay, well, they were in before women were in fantasy modes, because pro clubs is basically you just create an avatar of yourself. That doesn't really mean anything. Everyone's a fucking striker anyway. No one's a left back, even though they're supposed to be a left back. It's full on right wing. What are you doing up there? Get back. So I do high-five EA. I just feel like these are the small steps, the easy wins. Adding in a few international teams in basically for exhibition matches, friendly modes. Adding in a female commentator who is just adding commentary over the top of the game. Adding in avatars into online competitive modes, which are casual to professional. Are good. It's inclusive. It is representation. Every step helps. But when you see how much Sports Interactive have done, then it could go further. And so yeah, high-five. Absolutely not taking it away. Definitely a good step. But keep going. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going.
The best, like I said before, the best thing that Sports Interactive did was create the database, not patent it, because eventually they are going to lose money on this. They're going to build the biggest database out there. We've mentioned before that football coaches, managers, football clubs use Sports Interactive. They use Football Manager and their database to scout players, to look at their curve, like their future development curve and things like that. It's the most advanced it's the most advanced database there is out there. So Sports Interactive are going to lose millions in creating a database for women. They aren't patenting it. So eventually, what's going to happen is an indie developer is going to come along. They're going to hopefully create a football manager with just the women's game in there. So they don't have to buy the licenses for the men's game, just buy the licenses for the women's one, use a database similar to what Sports Interactive have done. But they will become a little bit more profitable because they haven't had to do the legwork that Sports Interactive are doing and they're laying the foundations. That's just what businesses tend to do, don't they? They'll take a business from a smaller company and then make millions off of the back of that. You see it in clothing all the time. These people who are creating something in their basement or, or there was someone who's doing like whatever levels are at university. I never went to university. College, we'll just say college A levels because that's what I did. Someone's doing what do you call it, fashion at college, getting their A levels. They'll create something really nice. Boohoo will come along, take that design, and make millions off it. Where the person
see that all the
has
time.
It's just what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen it. There's been a bunch of it in esports. Like I remember seeing people making hoodies for esports stars, and there was I think it was actually a team. I think it's actually quite relevant. It was a team of women that were not necessarily making clothing for women, or it could have been. But they were making esports hoodies that you could wear that were comfortable enough for you to sit in, not thick so that it's super sweaty and not light or whatever, but you're comfy. And they've got slidey sleeves, so if you're using a mouse and keyboard, they go around. They've got like it was, I don't know if it was mesh or something on the hood, so that if you're wearing your headset, you can wear it over your hood and still have all of your audio and stuff like that. And then it wasn't Boohoo, but it was a Boohoo alike that suddenly I think they invited them in for conversations about using their brands, and then didn't, and then
patented?
and then they did their own sort of stuff afterwards. It's like, you fucking sweaty bastards.
It's outrageous. But it happens all the time. But this is what Sports Interactive have done. They've literally just left fucking both the doors open. Do you know what I mean? To say, we'll build this, you go and take what we're doing, and then go and do it for yourself. And you can guarantee whoever does it first after Football Manager will make an absolute mint. Because essentially, a business is only good if it stays open and profitable. This might not be profitable in the long term for Sports Interactive. They may just keep it as a subsidiary to the side, or they may buy another gaming company to do this for them as a sister company. Who knows? But that's the beauty of it. And I've just seen Spike's comment in there as well, saying clubs is usually full of 5-foot blue-haired speed demons or 6'9" giants with green afros. This year it'll be women. But the thing is, the people who will be using it will do it as a joke. They will take the women and they use it as a joke. But what they're not doing, or what they think that they're not doing, is they'll be recording this, put it in on social media, and before you know it, what's your timeline full of? People playing pro clubs as women. What's that more inviting? It's going to invite more people to come and play the game. It's that I don't think they realize that they think it's a joke or a meme, and instead what they're doing is just promoting the game in a completely different light to a completely different market. That's what EA are probably banking on people doing, because it's just they don't have to fucking do any marketing. Then do they? They're getting millions of people to do it for them. It's so simple. It's so easy. But yeah, that's essentially what it's probably going to be like.
Ad says, wasn't this revealed ages ago on EA's website? You did mention that in the startup, saying that one of the stories was revealed
don't
years
think
ago.
so.
I've not seen
it
this.
anyway.
I mean, if you've got a link to
No.
it or something, then I'll say that. But I've not seen this. They did have football, women's football, but I don't know about in pro clubs. But yeah,
That's been since 2016.
Feel free to drop links and stuff in.
The link that's in the chat as well. Sorry, not in the chat. In the article, it links to a unlisted YouTube video, which I'll drop into the chat for you guys in case you haven't got it. Like Graham has. I don't even know if you could see it. Then I don't know if because it was embedded.
Yeah, Eurogamer can play ball and cannot play ball. I'll put it on the screen again. But yeah, the video that shows Kerr number 9 like walking off the pitch, female virtual pros FIFA22, Lisa Kerr. There you go.
Yeah. So if you, I'm not telling you to do, but if you click that, it goes to an unlisted video from I imagine subsidiary of EA Sports. I didn't actually catch what it was. Was it blue ticked account? Yeah, EA Sports FIFA esports.
Yeah.
So it's a legitimate source. I don't know why they've made it unlisted now, because obviously someone's found it originally, and now we've been able to feature it. They could have just made it private so that no one sees it again. Odd that they've unlisted it, but yeah, it's readily available for you to be able to see anyway.
I mean, the actual video on that YouTube channel was posted on August the 3rd, aka yesterday, 2021, and links off to a Pitch Notes article, which is no longer live. But that Pitch Notes article is for FIFA 22, so that you wouldn't have imagined was years back if that's what that one's linking to. But yeah, I don't know. Jumping back through the comments, where did we get to? I'm looking forward to seeing Baby with tits, says Spike.
Yeah, you can see him right here, mate. You can see him right here. Don't worry about that.
Ad says, I need a PS5. We're playing pro clubs alone at this rate. Spike says, only reason I want a PS5 is for the new Harry Potter RPG, but I still can't be asked chasing one down. See, I didn't find it, like, when I've been looking for them, I've not found it too hard. I've managed to buy 3, 2 for myself, and then 1 for Luke. So just, yeah, if you want one, just follow, is it like latest PS5 or whatever it's called? I can't remember. PS5 Stock Check UK or something like that. And they tweet it out. As long as you've got it wish listed on Amazon, then boop, there you go, in your basket. Bosh, easy. We are dynamite in red together. I think that's meant to be red and not bed, babe, but you can admit it, says Vern. I make Henrik Larsson and Karamoko Dembele every year. I mean, that's it, though. Like, the fact that you can make Henrik Larsson, Karamoko Dembele, I've seen people making all sorts of players. I think, was Mike Torres or something when we played pro clubs that one time, 2 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
So you can make people that technically don't exist in the game anymore, but you can't make women. You can make big blue afro things, but you can't make women, but you can now, so that's nice. Spike says, I'm going to be transgender player, use mods to put my head on a lady's body. See, that sort of stuff should be in there, because it's just avatar creation, really. As long as you've got, like, your avatar links to physical attributes, be that height, weight, speed, and stuff like that, then the way it looks is kind of irrelevant in that sort of sense. That kind of opens the door for FIFA to go down the cosmetic route. If FIFA is going free to play from next year, I wouldn't be surprised if you could buy glasses, tattoos, new shirts, different Under Armour sort of stuff like that for the pro club sort of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing. Iceman says, I will say this feels a bit less of a marketing ploy than when they first added women's teams. No, I agree. I feel like
Bulking it out now, aren't they?
Yeah, it's still not to the depth of Sports Interactive, so I'm definitely comfortable saying I don't think it's far enough yet. But I do feel now it's a bit more functional, meaningful, as opposed to headline grabby. Because this isn't something. I mean, clearly not headline grabby, because they've got it linking to a Pitch Notes article that doesn't exist on a video that's unlisted. So they're not going for headlines or whatever yet, anyway. Yeah. So no, I'd agree with that. It feels less marketing and more realistic for the actual players, to take a PlayStation reference. GG's to EA. 2K added women in NBA this year too. We just need Penguins and T-Rexes now, EA. I love a women's career. Watch the Celtic women team. Outstanding. They are so dominant. Speaking of Celtic team, it reminds me of tweet Crispo, who's obviously a Rangers fan, shared with me yesterday. It was a Paddy Power tweet. Joe Hart has completed his move to Celtic. You have to admire that. He could have easily stayed at Spurs on the bench and watched a car crash of a season from the sidelines. Instead, he's chosen to experience it on the pitch in person. Respect. So, nice.
Paddy Power.
If I accidentally 2-foot a female player, I don't want arrested now. I mean, you can get arrested for accidentally 2-footing one player. Stay on your feet, or just do it. I just had an email to tell me I've got a strike against my YouTube channel for posting unlisted videos, someone drinking tequila and not declaring it as adult content. Only thing is, I posted it 10 years ago. What the fuck? What? All right,
that's
then.
mental.
GG's YouTube, absolute weapons. I have it wishlisted on my Amazon. I'm never available when they come. See, that is the thing, though. I mean, that is the thing. Like, if you're working, it's usually around 8:30 till 9:30 where the window of opportunity is. A lot of people are working in that sort of time frame. I mean, I am working, but I'm sat at a PC and could just easily open up Amazon and boop. And I'm talking to Luke, who I work with whilst I'm working. And like I just said to him, so I shared the link in our our work Discord saying if anyone's after PS5s, they're going live now. Luke's like, yeah, I want one. I was like, do you want me to try get one for you? He was like, yeah. So we double teamed it. Luke was trying it at his end. I was trying it at my end. And then eventually I got it into my basket, added and went through to checkout and just had it delivered to the office where Luke is. So yeah, but I'm on at that point in time. So yeah, anyway, Spike, if you want one, let me know and I'll get it delivered to you for just a pricely fee of £8,000. It's okay. It's good. CX them is 675 quid. Cost their asshats is the thing. Joe Hart and James McCarthy signed yesterday. Excited. I can't afford a PS5 and a new TV. I'd need both. My TV is 1080p currently. I mean, it would definitely.
That's what mine's like. My monitor.
I mean, I play on a 1080p monitor here. All three of my monitors are 1080p, but I play with higher hertz. So if I'm not my PlayStation, obviously 60-ish, but if I'm playing anything PC, I've got messages coming through. So yeah. It will still look and play better, definitely. But that's the only thing with something like that. You're always going to be out of pocket £1,000 if you're getting a PlayStation and a TV, regardless. So it's just with anything like that, you just tick it off. You get a TV and then get a PlayStation, or get a PlayStation and get a TV, because nobody really ever goes out and splashes on both at the same time. Definitely upgrading in stages. So I went for the 4K TV first, and then added the PS4 Pro / PS5 afterwards. But yeah. Do you know what? I'm preaching to the converted. I'm sure you all know that shit anyway. But anyway, FIFA 22 has women players in pro clubs for the first time. And let's move on. Let's move on to a very, do you know what? Let's say more serious conversation, Tom. This is something that we've been having over the last couple of weeks, conversations regarding Activision Blizzard. Well, yesterday they had their Q2 earnings call, which we knew would throw up not only some questions and conversations around the games and stuff that should be coming forward, but more seriously, questions and hopefully answers around everything that's been happening within Activision Blizzard over the last couple of weeks. If you've missed it, the DFEH in California have filed a lawsuit against them for discrimination within their workforce against female employees of color, and basically it was just a whole shit show. Anyway, that takes us to this point where Matt Wales at Eurogamer has an article that says Activision Blizzard boss. Oh my god, I can't even do Activision boss anymore now. We've got Activision boss, Xbox boss. Activision Blizzard boss pledges, quote, "We will be the company that sets the example in our industry as employees continue to condemn lawsuit response." This is a long old article, and I do have a second article, so I'll skip through this as much as possible while trying to keep the bones of the content within it. Activision Blizzard boss Bobby Kotick, along with a number of other senior executives, has spoken again as the company remains embroiled in controversy following the recent California Department of Fair Employment and Housing lawsuit alleging sexual harassment, discrimination, and a frat boy work culture at Blizzard. Addressing investors during Activision Blizzard's Q2 2021 results call this evening, Kotick said, quote, "I want to start by making clear to everyone that there's no place in our company where discrimination, harassment, or unequal treatment of any kind will be tolerated. Nowhere. We so appreciate the current and former employees who've come forward in the past recent days with courage, and I want to reiterate the commitments we've made to you. Our work environment, everywhere we operate, we will not permit discrimination, harassment, or unequal treatment. We will be the company that sets the example for this in our industry." After reintroducing new Blizzard co-leaders Jen O'Neill and Mikey Barra alongside studio co-founder Alan Adam, we now leading new product and incubation efforts at the company. Kotick continued, quote, "Each of these individuals brings vast industry experience and tremendous integrity to their roles. They're the best examples of leadership with character and accountability. I'm confident this team will ensure that Blizzard provides a welcoming, comfortable, and safe workplace that is essential to foster creativity and inspiration. In addition," Kotick continued, "we'll continue to investigate each and every claim and complaint that we receive. When we learn of shortcomings, we will take decisive action. And to strengthen our capabilities in this area, we'll be adding additional staff and resources. People will be held accountable for their actions. That commitment means we will not just terminate employees where appropriate, but will also terminate any manager or leader found to have impeded the integrity of our processes for evaluating claims and imposing appropriate consequences. Because our work cannot be successful without diverse voices, views, and talents, we made a commitment to consider diverse slates of candidates for all open positions, and will continue to add resources to ensure this occurs throughout the company. Over the past several years, we've made significant changes to address company culture, reflect more diversity within our leadership teams, and create environments conducive to reporting any type of misconduct. We've amplified internal programs that encourage employees to report violations. We've reinforced channels for employees to voice concerns in confidential and safe ways without fear of retaliation. We're directing additional resources to our compliance and employee relations teams dedicated to investigating complaints. Okay, let me just keep skipping. Okay, we're priding ourselves. We're taking proactive steps, workplace initiatives, unwavering commitment to focusing on it. We'll take necessary actions to foster a culture that's supportive. Okay, this is all saying the same stuff over and over again, pretty much to me. Many of those sentiments are repeated again and again throughout the tightly scripted earnings call. Well, there you go. That says it enough to me. Tightly scripted. Stay on the script. Don't go off script. Say the PR approved statements. With Chief Financial Officer Armin Zerza telling listeners, I want to reiterate that our priority is ensuring a workplace that provides opportunity for all in the most welcoming and inclusive way possible. Okay, empowering employees. They want a workplace that's essential to enable creativity and growth. Allegre later detailed some of the steps the company is making to address staff concerns, saying, we will be adding staff to our compliance and employee relations team and investigate employee concerns to ensure that we're always considering diverse candidates for all open positions. And we've gone over this already. Okay. As for new Blizzard co-lead Jen O'Neill, the only Blizzard executive in attendance to directly speak on the topic, she struck a more personal note saying, there's nothing important to me than our people, and I and Mike Ibarra, who's partnering with me to lead Blizzard, feels exactly the same. When we come together, we make some of the best games in the industry, and now we're seeing that energy applied to our culture, which is equally important. There's a lot of work ahead of us, but the passion and productivity are already here. When our people feel safe and supported, the rest is going to take care of itself. Ultimately, tonight's call appeared to mark a deliberate shift away from the combative and widely lambasted tone originally taken by Activision Blizzard as news of the lawsuit broke. At the time, Chief Compliance Officer Fran Townsend called the legal action truly meritless and irresponsible in an all-staff email, part of an initial response Kotick later called tone deaf. However, despite the softening of Activision's message, Kotick and his executive team again failed to address the bulk of demands shared by workers prior to last week's strike action, which saw more than 500 workers walk out and hundreds more participate virtually around the world, according to organisers. Reiterating these demands in a new letter to Kotick, as shared by IGN, the ABK Workers Alliance wrote, we communicated a list of 4 demands aimed at protecting our most vulnerable workers. These are 1, an end to forced arbitration in employment agreements. 2, the adoption of inclusive recruitment and hiring practices. 3, increases in pay transparency through compensation metrics. And 4, an audit of ABK policies and practices to be performed by a neutral third party. Importantly, we demanded that this third party be selected by an employee-led diversity, equity, and inclusion task force. That's actually quite important, that bit. That basically what a third party involved. That is what the next article is on. In response to our demands, you wrote a letter to employees expressing commitment to doing a better job of listening. You said you would do everything possible to work with employees improving our workplace, and yet the solutions you proposed in that letter did not meaningfully address our requests. You ignored our call for an end to mandatory arbitration. You did not commit to adopting inclusive recruitment and hiring practices. You made no comment on pay transparency. One of our demands, a third-party audit of ABK practices and policies, was ostensibly addressed by your decision to hire Will Mahale to conduct an internal review. While we commend the idea of hiring a third party to perform an internal review, the ABK Workers Alliance cannot support the choice of Will Mahale as an impartial reviewer. I'll stop there. Okay, we're pretty much finished that article anyway, but I'll jump into this next one. This one is written by Chris Wallace at MCV Develop. And it says, Activision Blizzard employees reject the company's choice of law firm. So this went live 30 minutes before we went live. And it said, Activision Blizzard employees have sent a joint statement to CEO Bobby Kotick and his executive leadership team criticising the company for choosing to hire law firm Will Mahale to review the company's practices. This is something I spoke about the other day. If you didn't see it, Will Mahale were brought in as an independent adjudicator to oversee everything. And I said, as long as that's a good company, that's fine. But there's questions about that company. We don't know anything about them. Turns out it might be a questionable decision. Anyway, back into the article. Activision Blizzard is currently being sued by the DFA FEH. Okay, we get that. In a letter shared with IGN, the group identified themselves as the ABK Alliance and said that Kotick's recent actions have failed to address their demands, which are as follows. That's the 4 bits that we've just gone through. And then it says the group comes from Activision Blizzard Studios, including the likes of Activision, Bionics, Blizzard Entertainment, High Moon Studios, Infinity Ward, King, Sledgehammer Games, Raven Software, and Vicarious Visions. Wilmer Hale was appointed to review the company's policies and procedures, but the ABK Alliance objects to this for a number of reasons. The group claims that Wilmer Hale has a conflict of interest due to its pre-existing relationships with Activision Blizzard and its executives. Additionally, the law firm has also discouraged workers from joining unions, and the group alleges that Wilmer Hale's leader, Stephanie Avakian, has a history of protecting the wealthy and powerful. Quote, while we commend the idea of hiring a third-party firm to perform an internal review, the ABK Workers Alliance cannot support the choice of Wilmer Hale as an impartial reviewer, reads the letter. In Stephanie's speech highlighting her successes with the SEC, all of her significant examples included achievements in favor of investors, retail clients, and customers, but does not once mention employees or laborers. We need legal representation that centers on the concerns of our current employees rather than investors. The letter noted that while Activision Blizzard has structural problems that only senior leadership can address, steps were being taken to introduce a number of employee-driven initiatives, worker-to-worker mentorship, open listening sessions, and community meetings. All these actions show we love our studios and deeply care for our colleagues. We share your expressed unwavering commitment to improving our community together. We are doing what we can, and we call on you to do what we cannot. Lots of words. That was a lot to go through there. So appreciate if you stuck around through that. The gist of it is Activision's teams are saying that they've heard they are doing a lot from their side. Apparently, they will be listening. They will be more inclusive. They will be having programs put in place to make sure that their recruitment teams are more inclusive. Their teams will be diverse, and they are looking at actively including third-party arbitration to make sure that all of this shit is investigated by an external source. However, Activision's staff, Activision's workforce have hit back at that. Some of it is good, yes, definitely, for sure, but some of it not so much, particularly the fact that Wilmer Hale, a law company that they've brought in to oversee that, has very close relationships with the people in power. That was one of the questions I asked the other day. Is this going to actually change anything? Are they self-regulated? If I pay someone to look after me or to check that I'm doing good, surely they, as someone on my paycheck, someone that's being fed by me, surely it's in their best interest to make sure I'm okay. So is that really independent? And this pretty much questions it. Anyway, babe, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I fully agree. Like, we're gonna bring a third party in. You're not gonna have it's not up to you who we bring in, but we're gonna bring a third party in, and they'll sort everything out for you. But what they're not telling you is the best mate who's kind of looking after it for them to potentially sweep some stuff under the rug, or just not listen at all, or try and stop you from unionizing, which is something that's been murmured around for quite a while. To obviously try and protect everyone that's not one of the part of the wealthy and powerful, as mentioned in the article. So yeah, that's a little bit of a strange move. We'll wait to see. You can't really pass judgment on something that's not really happened yet. But if history is anything to go by, then this should be a very interesting appointment, shall we say. But after reading some of that investor call stuff, this is going to be this is going to be one of the stupidest things I'm ever going to say to you. But what do you think made them change their mind and approach and the way that they're handling this now? Is it because they've ended up losing nearly 4 billion? Sponsors are starting to fall. The amount of bad press that they're starting to get, or is it a bit of everything?
I think it's entirely down to the fact that they feel bad for their workforce and nothing to do with the fact that they have lost shitloads of money and their investors are threatening all sorts of action which could make them lose a shitload more, including their jobs. That's what it will be. It will be the workforce and not any of the financial pressures at all. No, it's definitely money talks. Money talks, and that is what it is. It's nice to see that they are making steps to correct, to right the wrongs. It's nice to see that they're putting plans and strategy and decisions and functions and changing behaviors and attitudes and stuff. It's nice to see all of that sort of stuff. But as that article said, I pointed the phrasing out. It was a script. It was a very tightly scripted quarter 2 call, which I do get. Part of me always
hammered home certain points, so didn't they?
Yeah.
Like the same thing was being said over and over again to try and enforce what it is that they're going to be doing right. But it's very much the same line. It's like, can I copy your own work? Yeah, but make sure it's not one for one. Do you know what I mean? It's like just keep on repeating the same line, but put different words in everywhere.
I say that we are here for the employees, and then Bibby goes, "The things that we are here for are employees," and someone says, "Employees are what we are here for." Yeah, nice, great. What's the next one? We should be more diverse. Nice. Okay, Bibby. Diversity is our aim. Nice. We want to include people of many cultures. Be more diverse. Nice. Yes. Nailed it. Next one. And repeat. And repeat. And repeat. And
That's
repeat.
what it feels like.
Which I get. I mean, I will pick that out and I will comment on that because it's an objective statement. You can see the fact that it's tightly scripted. I mean, I pick that out as a negative because it feels like people aren't speaking from the heart. But then I will wind that back and go, it's an investor call. This is business. At this stage, don't get me wrong, what we're talking about is the human elements of business. But it is still business as well. So them being tightly scripted, I completely agree with them that from a business stance. They've tried to give the answer to the questions, but they don't want to do that. I get where they're coming from. So I can't really begrudge them for that because it just makes sense. It's business. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is being a business that's fucking based off of discrimination and frat boy culture as they've done it. But, that's a completely different thing anyway. But yeah, okay, fine, fair enough. You've got a very scripted stuff. You are answering questions, heavily scripted, but you're answering questions. You're giving some ideas of how you are going to move forward. But you fast forward to that bit regarding Wilmer Hale. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. I mean, as it says, this quote within this article, Wilmer Hale was appointed to review the company's policies and procedures, but the ABK Alliance objects to this for a number of reasons. The group claims that Wilmer Hale has a conflict of interest due to its pre-existing relationship with Activision Blizzard and its executives. Not only is this a company that works with the company already, so is that an independent third party? But this is a company that is close with its executives. That's not independent. That is something that's already closely tied to the business and the needs and is invested in the future of that business and its executives making paper, profitability. So that's not what it's after. You then forward that on to say, additionally, the law firm has also discouraged workers from joining unions. All right, then. And the group alleges that Wilmer Hale's leader has a history of protecting the wealthy and powerful. So they're already in bed with the rich and powerful at Activision. They're already against unionizing, aka empowering workforces, and they're already have a proven history of protecting the wealthy, the rich, the powerful, investors, shareholders, and not the workforces. Is that a good appointment? Doesn't look it to me. Does not look it to me. I mean, I'm taking all of this with the pinch because I haven't done any of this research myself. I am researching off of someone else's research. If Chris Wallace hasn't researched this, my notes could be at jeopardy. I mean, the fact that it's on a couple of different websites, because Activision Blizzard's case was written by Matt Wales on Eurogamer as well as Chris Wallace on MCV. So I'm taking it with what I hope is a reliable pinch. I haven't done that research myself, but nah, that's not right. That is not right. Okay, yeah, we've got your back. We want to make change, as long as the change is you guys not working together to overthrow us. Because yes, we know you've just done a big strike and stuff, and we're completely on your board. But we need to find out how we can stop you guys striking because that wasn't good for us. All right, yeah, great, yeah, you've got my back. Nice one. High five. Nope. So it's shit. And I genuinely hope that we get a response from this, and I hope we get one quickly, because I can see this being one of those things that they just ignore and nobody talks about it and it drops off. Because if they are looking at addressing the 4 points. So the 4 points that the ABK union gave was end of forced arbitration, which they didn't comment on, worker participation in oversight and hiring and promotion policies. Okay, that was something they kind of had said. They're including more staff. They're getting more people in. They want to be more diverse in their recruitment stuff. Okay, you've ticked off one of the two that we've gone through so far. The need for greater pay transparency to ensure equality. They didn't mention that stuff at all. Payment transparency is a step closer towards helping unionization. If people are transparent with their pays, people can unionize and make sure that things are paid fairly. They don't want that because that's capitalism. So they haven't mentioned that one. And then they, on paper, look like they ticked off the two of the four. So they potentially are over overhauling their hiring and diversity rules and guidelines internally, and they are potentially hiring a third party to audit. So 2 out of the 4, okay, they're getting there, but the last one isn't really in place. It's not worth the paper that it would have been written on. So 1 out of 4, 25% outcome is what we're looking at, which is just not good enough. Keep moving, keep going, keep pushing. But anyway, we will keep moving too. Put a pin in that. We spent a lot of this week talking about Activision, so let's put a pin in that and let's talk about Activision again. And this is, well, this. Do you know what? That's kind of a microcosm, really, for society in general. We will talk about our disdain for Activision and their practices within one breath, but naturally jump into talking about Activision and their projects in the next. And do you know what? We can't shy away from it because this is the business and this is what we do. But you know, it's still our job to keep you up to date with everything else. It's not our job. It's our
It's due diligence.
Yeah. I just mean it's not our job. This is part of the service that we're Activision Active Ice Cream uploads. To be fair, nope, not having that one. Get the fuck out of here. They can get in the bin. We don't stand for that shit. But we will talk about this though. Sherif Saed at VG247 says Call of Duty 2021 to feature campaign, co-op, and multiplayer will usher in Warzone's biggest update. So this year's Call of Duty was a particular focus for Activision in its latest earnings report. Though it is yet to be officially revealed, Activision was willing to talk more about Call of Duty 2021, reportedly called Vanguard, as part of its financial performance reveal for Q2 of fiscal year 2021. The game, in development at Sledgehammer Games, is on track. Actually, let me hit play on that. No, that's just World War II. Okay. The game, in development at Sledgehammer Games, is on track for release in the 4th quarter. Let me scroll that back up a little bit. Activision didn't touch on the game's rumoured World War II setting, but COO Daniel Allegre said it will have a setting that our fans know and love. Call of Duty 2021 will have the traditional 3 modes, campaign, co-op, and multiplayer. Sledgehammer expanded to its biggest size ever to support ongoing development, according to Activision, and to prepare for extensive live service schedule. Part of this live ops plan is an even deeper integration with Warzone, which President Rob Kostich said will bring out Warzone's most significant update yet. Raven Software is leading the work on Warzone, but the company didn't elaborate on what those plans could bring. Recent reports said the Battle Royale mode will be getting a big World War II themed map alongside Vanguard's launch. More details about the new game and Warzone's big updates will be revealed very soon. Activision Blizzard is currently embroiled in a major lawsuit, which I don't know, we might have spoken about that a little bit at some point in time. But yeah, okay, let's step away from the lawsuit stuff and let's just jump back onto product conversations. Call of Duty 2021, a World War II themed game potentially, will feature campaign, co-op, multiplayer, and a massive update to Warzone. Does that have your attention, Bib?
Definitely the co-op campaign does. I mean, it's kind of offering something that Battlefield isn't this time round, which is great because you don't want to say that they're both usually in each other's pocket and they're both trying to do the same thing, but in a different area, different map, different era. But they're offering something that Battlefield isn't this time, which could be a lot closer to home for a lot of other people, which is, again, great because why would you want to do the same thing as your competitors doing every single time? You want to try and push that envelope and do something a little bit different. And having a co-op campaign is great. Having that, I mean, the integration into Warzone is currently happening or has happened with...
Are we back? We've gone off twice, as Guardiola would say. So yeah, gone off twice. Are we back? It kind of seems like we're back. Everything seems to be churning. My stream preview is not back yet, though, so you guys will have to let me know. Sky creamed uploads. Okay. It's always just have to talk about Active Blizzard that it goes down. They're after us. That is what it is. Madge says, serious question for ICU. From tomorrow onwards, given the situation at Activision Blizzard, should continued news reporting happen on ICU? As some sites have made the choice to black out coverage until further notice. I am completely against that, generally. That's obviously a general statement. There are nuances where I would change that. But silencing the media, any form of blackout... is contrary to journalistic foundations. Journalistic freedom should be talking about everything. Every subject, every conversation, be it positive or negative, should be up for discussion. Which is why we're talking about Call of Duty 2021. It's news that does apply to a large number of people. Arguably, talking about Activision and the ongoing lawsuit stuff is for the minority. That would only appeal to 10% of the audience. We're talking about Call of Duty and Warzone would appeal to 90% of the audience. So arguably, you could say it could go the other way, but that's the point. Is just because it appeals to some and not to others, and some appeal to others and not to the original some. I'm not against having the conversations. I want to keep talking about Activision Blizzard's failings and talk about that, but I also want to keep talking, particularly in a world where people need video games as escapism. I would like to keep talking about the video games that some people may use to escape. I will arguably not be playing Call of Duty 2021. A large chunk of that is down to the fact that it's World War II, not so much the Activision situation. But that's based off of my beliefs and so on. But so yeah, basically what I'm saying is I'm not gonna stop talking about things because that goes against the foundation of journalism. Journalism should be freedom to speak about everything at any length and at any extent, because your opinions aren't necessarily the same as someone else's opinions, and their opinions might not be the same as mine, and so on. So no,
that it's a weird thing though, isn't it? Going on a blackout to try and rally against them. Like I understand some things about that, but it also feels like you're kind of sweeping it under the rug. Are you not? Like, because you're not actually talking about their shortcomings and their failings. Instead, you're not going to talk about it at all. Does that? It just feels like, because they're under the microscope at the moment, and people are still giving them hell for leather in all the right places. So why would that stop? Because that would be a massive win for Activision Blizzard, right? Because people are stopping to talk about their shortcomings and their failings.
I mean, Madge does say, the indirect promotion of existing and future releases, but that's kind of the thing, though. People want that news and escapism, and people have worked on that, which is where the status quo kind of conversation that I had yesterday, not the band, is it right to stop talking about the games and stop buying the games? Because if you stop buying the games, you end up hurting the employees. But then you've got the flip side of, okay, well, that would be the best way to go about it. But if we stop talking about it, 90% of people are still going to buy it anyway, because even though some sites might stop talking about it, there will still be TV spots. There will still be paid advertising. There will still be point of sale inside stores. If you go to Asda and Game and Tesco, Call of Duty will have the end gondolas that's stacked full of the games and stuff. So it will still happen. It definitely will still happen. But once again, journalism is bigger than what I believe and what you believe, because some people aren't asked with that. Whether I agree with that or not is a different thing entirely. Some people agree with all of that but want to see the games too. So I believe you still talk about the games, definitely, because it's still fact. It is still coming. You still talk about the fact that it's coming. We can definitely go over that game, but you do that with the due diligence of saying, by the way, that game was made with the blood of some workers, with the sweat and the tears of some workers. Give the full picture rather than a selective picture. If you start to be selective in which news makes the press, then that for me is not free press. And I get the stance, but I don't agree with it. I believe stories that I don't want to see, stories that I don't agree with, should be in the media. So yes, censorship doesn't solve much. I believe it is censorship. I get where it's coming from, but it is censorship. Whether I like it or not, it should be there. People should be able to make informed decisions. But part of that decision, which is what we're doing now, is we've gone from talking about Activision and their failings, but also talking about what Activision are doing, so people can put the two together and see, okay, I'm clued up. Still going to buy the game. I'm clued up. I'm not going to buy the game. They've made that decision. It wouldn't be right to effectively tell people that you shouldn't be able to buy a product, because that takes away from the free market as well as free press and the freedom of speech. People can do what they want, but there's nothing wrong with cluing people up both for and against. We would never make a decision, or try not to. We probably would, because we're people at the end of the day. We will try not to tell people what to do. Effectively, we will say what we wouldn't do. We wouldn't tell you what you shouldn't do, because what you've been through, what your beliefs and what is fine for you is completely different what is fine for me, which would be different again from what is fine for Bibby. So yeah, is like Spike says, the worst thing about censorship is, and then really the core of it is, and that is the fact that I'm not going to say again, ever. Mid. So there you go. No. Okay, bringing it back. It's a good question though. It's a good question, Madge. I get why people would go for it. I have journalism roots, so I don't believe any form of censorship and stopping talking about things is the right way. I think you do talk about things, but you can use the hook of desire to share pearls of wisdom. Hey, you want the new Call of Duty? Yeah, I do. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the new Call of Duty? Yeah. Okay. Well, do you realize it's built off of the back of fucking sexual predatory relationships and discrimination and exploitation in the workplace? Okay. Well, I thought you were just going to talk to me about cool games. I mean, I'm going to talk to you about cool games. Warzone looks sick. The fact that they've got new co-op but also those co-op campaigns were actually developed by people that were oppressed and shit like that. There's nothing wrong with sharing both bits of information. You can use the hook to share the extra bits. I'm not a fan of silence from any sort of journalistic standpoint for me. So yeah, some people might not agree with news articles being shared around promotional elements for games, but it's news, it's fact, it's out there. The point of journalism is to be able to hold a mirror to the world, to be able to talk about anything that can be seen or shared within the public domain, and that's essentially what this is. I know it's not groundbreaking, hardcore investigative journalism. It's two whoppers in bedrooms in Manchester, but still, it's our spin on it. So yeah, we would keep talking about it as we've gone a little bit of a tangent, but yes, Call of Duty 2021 is coming out. It does have a campaign, which Bibby was saying it's nice to have those options, which they offer differences to Battlefield. And then my internet shit itself. So do you want to jump back in from there, or did you finish your point, babe?
Yeah, I mean, I was just rounding it up saying that it's nice to see that Battlefield and Call of Duty are definitely offering something different this year. Obviously, the fact that Warzone is still there is going to make all the difference, I think, if you're going to balance them out. But a co-op campaign is fantastic. Mate, we love co-op shit. Do you know what I mean? If the more the merrier. If there's more co-op games out there, that's fantastic. Not just for us, obviously the content that we create as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm down for that. I am massively down for that. And again, it's just something that Battlefield isn't really showing this year because everything's all online. If you are going to be doing co-op, it's going to be in an online environment in the squad. So yeah, I mean, that massive thumbs up for that. Let's see what actually happens between now and potentially November. We haven't got a release date for it yet.
Yeah, exactly. And big updates towards that. I genuinely believe that I will be spending probably the least amount of time in Call of Duty that I have for the last 2 years. Like, if you take any year, last year, the year before, or the year coming, all three of those years, this year will be the one that I spend the least time in, even though it sounds exciting, but that's because we're going back to World War II. We had Modern Warfare. We then went back to the 80s. We're now going back to the 40s. Okay, I'm not asked. I've been there. I'm out. I've dropped. That's it. I'm gone. I mean, I'll fucking love World at War. Don't get me wrong. But it's not for me. I'm gone. I'm going to be playing 2042, which is a little bit in the future. Not too far, but it's fine. I can take that one. So Battlefield, in terms of content, is going to be me. In reality, it's probably still going to be PUBG unless they fucking fuck that up either more. But yeah, that and that for me is also part of the reason why it kind of should be covered as well. Is a lot of the employees that are striking and so on wouldn't want you to just blanketly ignore a video game that has the potential to be amazing, because that blanket ignorance as well is part of what they're fighting against. That censorship and blacking out and holding facts back and not sharing the full story is part of what it is. I know that's different because that's real life working situations, whereas this is just capitalism and buying video games. But video games have quite a large social responsibility these days for sharing messages, for sharing information, for providing escapism. So yeah, definitely want to talk. I mean, like, Vern, there you go. It's good to discuss things that could potentially make people's toes curl. And this is not even like something that's full on deep. It's just, should you talk about products? But pretty much every business that sells anything in any vertical that is a large corporation probably has skeletons in their closets. They may be providing your t-shirts from a sweatshop. This Nike t-shirt I've got is probably, if I drill down into that and looked at the ethicalities of how this t-shirt made it to me, there's probably things there. And there's only so many fights you can take in that sort of sense as well. So anyway, that's a whole deep conversation that we're not going to jump into because there's all sorts of. We only have a certain amount of hours a day, and like I said, 2 whoppers in bedrooms in Manchester. Nobody wants that. What I like most about this news is that the new COS is returning. Oh, COD. Okay, the new COD is returning to the Modern Warfare engine. This means Warzone will be more accessible to the CDL pros. See, I do like the Modern Warfare engine. It's the aesthetic, the vibe. I mean, that said, I did spend many hours playing World at War with Callum back on the PS3. So Bearded Edge and me spent hours in headquarters playing World at War, and I really enjoyed it. But I've been through it. It's the same thing with racing games now. I've been through it at World War II games and stuff now, and I know that I prefer modern warfare. I know it's a Modern Warfare engine, but I prefer red dots and hollows and flashbangs and grenades and C4s and things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, fucking love the bouncing Betty in World at War, but I know what I like in games. So World War II is not it. So I'm old/experienced enough to just go, okay, World War II is not for me. I'll wait for the next one. Racing games are not for me. I'll wait until they add narrative. Check out Forza Horizons. The latest Forza, or is it Forza 5? Look, that's adding narrative to the video game. Yes, okay, well, that might get my attention for video games because it's something new. World War II, not so much. Battlefield with the portal thing looks like a fun twist of the older Unreal Tournament mod functions back in 2000, allowing custom gameplay. Exactly. That is still what grabs my attention. That is the main thing for me. I mean, while Activision keeps shooting themselves in the foot, Battlefield, for me personally, has a game in a genre and a time span that speaks to me more. But they're offering potentially something new with the Portal. It's just whether Warzone is enough of a juggernaut or not that Portal becomes irrelevant. Oh, that was nice and cool and functional where we could do custom games with mates and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to stick to Warzone because that's what everyone else is still playing. And you get those games. FIFA's one of those games. The Ultimate Team sort of vibe is definitely one of those games. And that's not shitting on FIFA because it's a really good game. It's not shitting on Warzone because it's a really good game. You just can get to a level of success where success breeds success. And hopefully Warzone isn't at that point where it just suffocates Battlefield and Portal and everything anyway, because that said, Battlefield could still have its own BR vibes. There are conversations on that. Anyway, different conversations. Let's jump into something completely different. Bib.
Yeah.
You've been playing a BR of your own this last couple of days or so, haven't you?
Yes.
As a man that is experienced in buying cosmetics in the world of Fortnite, check out Bibby's golf skins. You can do that on stream today, by the way. Bibby will be playing some Fortnite on stream early afternoon today, so feel free to jump back on as Bibby does play some Fortnite, fully kitted out in his golfing attire. I know you're a man that's got big Capcom vibes as well. It's usually the Resi sort of variety, but are you open to Street Fighter?
I used to be quite a big Street Fighter player back in the SNES days. I was always shit at it, but I used to beat my sister on it, so that's all that mattered.
Well, we've already had Street Fighter characters in Fortnite. Ryu, or Ryu as it should be pronounced, but it's always going to be Ryu for me. Chun-Li, I believe, but also there are now 2 new characters coming to Fortnite. Fortnite is teasing a crossover with Street Fighter with 2 characters joining the Battle Royale. It looks like Fortnite is gearing up for the arrival of 2 Street Fighter characters, according to a message shared earlier today on its official Twitter account. There's no indication as to when the update will arrive or who the 2 fighters will be, but fans are already responding on Twitter with calls for Cammy to make an appearance. I don't know if this article has an update, but it has actually been revealed as who they will be. But anyway, the mysterious message from Fortnite doesn't say much, but it does confirm that some Street Fighter content will be arriving on the island in the near future. At the very least, we can expect 2 familiar faces to join the Battle Royale party, although we're hopeful the island will see a few other changes that relate back to the popular fighting franchise. So there's the tweet from Fortnite. Here comes 2 new challenges. Fortnite only seems to be gaining momentum with its collaborations, adding both LeBron James and Ariana Grande over the past few months. We've also seen some big reworks to the map, and rumors are swirling that even bigger changes are on the way. Until these mysterious Street Fighter characters drop into Fortnite, you can enjoy an upcoming concert and mourn the apparent death of fan favorite Bush Ranger. I believe it has been announced. Do we have the tweet? Is that what the one is in the chat? There you go. The baby's put it in. Nice. He's on the ball. You love to see it. So here we go. Round 2. Fight. Announcing 2 new challengers, Guile and Cammy from Street Fighter, are making their way to the island. Read about their upcoming cosmetic sets and about the Cammy Cup, where you can win her outfit early. There you go. Let's click on the asset to get the image on screen. First question, Bib. What's going on with Guile's chin? Whoa.
I have no idea. There's a guy that I follow and watches YouTube videos called RGT85, and if you scroll down the comments on the right hand side, Graham, you should be able to see it. He's got a tick next to his name.
It might not be there for me because if I don't follow him, it won't be prioritized, and there's a shitload of comments on it. I can't see it. Yeah, it's somewhere in the list, but not there for me at the top anyway.
Yeah. So basically, his comment is, "What the fuck did you do to Guile?"
Yeah. Do you know what?
Like, what have they done to him?
I mean, Cammy looks like generic Cammy sort of vibe. Okay, that's fine. It's neither in or there. But Guile, they've gone for very characterized. Do you know what he actually looks like? Let me show you. Let me show you what I think he looks like. Let me take this off screen. Take this off screen.
It's like Unreal Engine's just done him dirty.
I found it. This is what it is. So you've seen Guile in Fortnite. Now have a look. Oh, my Chrome's not working. Great. Okay, let's not look at anything. Let's have a look at Major Chip Hazard from Toy Story. That's what it is. Not Toy Story, Small Soldiers. Fucking out. So he is one of the
Small Soldiers, amazing.
Yeah, what was the name of their fucking? I can't remember. He was the leader of the not the Gorgonites. I can't remember the Commando Elite. That's what it was. He was the leader of the Commando Elite from Small Soldiers. I had a Chip Hazard toy as a kid, but that's what Guile looks like. Guile. I mean, you've seen Guile from Fortnite, and you've seen Major Chip Hazard, but have you seen him in the same room? No, you ain't. That's the same person. Oh my god!
Did you ever play the Small Soldiers game on PS?
Small Soldiers game on what?
On PS1.
Maybe I can't quite remember.
It was incredible. The Small Soldiers game on PlayStation 1 was phenomenal. If anyone's ever going to come across it, play it if you can. It was amazing.
I was trying to bring them both on screen, but I couldn't do it. Boo. But yeah, Guile looks like Major Chip Hazard from Small Soldiers. You had Brick Bazooka, not Chip. I had both, actually. So there you go. I got Brick Bazooka first when we got him from Index, but I eventually got Chip Hazard. So there, have that. I also got whatever his name was, the leader of the Gorgonites, but he just looked like a weird dog thing, so I got rid of that one as well. Zion, how's things,
cool.
dude?
This is cool.
Let me just jump back up. I did see Zion's. He had a comment, but I didn't actually see. Where's the thread? No.
I can tell you what it is without looking.
Oh, there we go. Like I said, I'm no gamer, but is it fair to say COD versus Battlefield is the same comparison to PES versus FIFA? Kind of. The only difference is COD and Battlefield are both global. I suppose it's a close one. The difference is. Yeah, fair enough. I would argue that in that sort of situation, COD would be the FIFA and Battlefield would be the PES, but Battlefield's budgets and stuff that EA has would be very, very different to the budgets that Konami and PES have. So it's a good comparison, but it's also a flawed comparison. Is probably the way I'd say it. Ad says, "Who the fuck is Cammy? You don't know who Cammy is? Cammy's been in Street Fighter for like forever, to the point where Kylie Minogue was Cammy, wasn't she? In the Street Fighter movie a million years ago, or was she someone else? I think she was Cammy. I can't quite remember. Archer. There you go. Yeah, Archer. Yeah. Guile was made for Fortnite with that haircut. Is it current enough for the kids, though? I mean, it's big hair. It's current. It's fine. It just looks like any YouTuber.
I mean, it's a very good point. Street Fighter, I don't think probably the fucking fighting community is going to be coming after me after making this comment, but I don't think Street Fighter is probably as relevant as it was 25 years ago. I don't think it potentially has I mean, my brother has never played a Street Fighter game and he's 15. He has no idea who these two would be. But yeah, I mean, for someone like me and Graham who knew who there was, if he was in the market for a new skin, maybe, do you know what I mean? Maybe that would tickle my fancy a little bit more. But yeah, I do agree. Like, who is the target audience for these two skins? Because I don't think predominantly, unless like I had a 15-year-old lad and I was like, mate, these two, the Dons, I'm going to buy it. This is the reason why you should. This is why you should have it. He would have no idea who they were. But yeah, I agree. Who is this? Who are these two skins? You know,
I mean, that
marketed at.
that said, though, I think one thing that Fortnite is quite good at is being cross-market. It's quite easy to generalize it as it's being for the kids, but shitloads of people play Fortnite, and I can't remember. It may have been on one of the Coin Army streams, the Insert Coin streams. Someone was playing as Ryu. So Guile's just up there. I mean, if you're from the Americanized Street Fighter, if your history is with the film where Guile is the guy and Ryu's just some guy at the side, then Guile's like the spearhead of the campaign. For me, Ryu has always been the center point of Street Fighter. He was always the character that I used. Ryu and Ken were always the two. So the fact that Ryu's already in Fortnite. It's the Americanized version. You've got Ryu and Chun-Li. You've now got Cammy and Guile. Was Guile Jean-Claude Van Damme? He was. Yeah. I don't think Cammy came into it until Street Fighter 2 Alpha. Exactly. How old are you? Do you mind me asking? Just wonder if you're old enough to remember Street Fighter. Yeah, I only played SNES Street Fighter. Not my type of game. What?
Mate, it was a must-have.
It was like
essential.
It was kind of. I remember having a NES and being gutted that I couldn't play Street Fighter on my NES, and like I remember borrowing a cartridge. This was before I knew that there were different things. Borrowing a SNES cartridge and trying to get it to work on my NES. And you've got one of those mates. Everyone had one of those mates. It's like, yeah, my uncle's got like an adapter thing that you put in so you can play it on it. Like, oh, can I borrow it? Oh, he's not got it with him at the moment. I'll bring it next time. Next time comes, oh, I forgot to bring it down, or whatever. It just obviously didn't exist, you fucker. but yeah, KKB ASL. Yes, mate. So yeah, anyway, Fortnite characters, Cammy and Guile will be Fortnite characters. So if you want some Street Fighter crossovers, it wouldn't speak to me. Ryu actually did. I was tempted because I had a massive period of my life, early gaming life, where I had a lot of love for Street Fighter. That disappeared after Street Fighter 2 Turbo and stuff like that. So I didn't buy it. I will not be buying Cammy and Guile, but it's nice to see even more crossovers. Fortnite, I mean, I probably unfairly keep saying Fortnite is like the Funko Pop vinyl of video games. It's got a bit of everything in it. That's me saying it with a little bit of negativity, despite the fact that I have Funko Pop vinyls in this room. It's so much more than that. Fortnite just has everything, and I think this is just even more. To like we're talking about the multiverse, it's got different games, it's got different genres, it's got brands, it's got products, it's got Ariana Grande for a live concert, it's Kobe Bryant, it's got football teams in there, Neymar's in there, it's everywhere and everything, and this is just yet another bit of. It's not for anyone. It's for everyone. It's for your it's for your 8-year-old cousin playing on his phone. It's for Bibby playing on stream in about half an hour's time. It's literally anything in between and outside of that too. So nice.
Well, I wonder if Fortnite are very good at putting lore behind the characters. Obviously, we know who they are, but I haven't booted it up today yet. So it could be, when they have like the cutscenes, like the 10-minute cutscenes at the beginning of the game loading up, that could be there to try and give people an idea of who these guys are if they haven't already, heard of them. So that could be interesting. I mean, again, this is definitely targeted at people who are our age rather than the kids. But there's no reason as to why they can't learn who these characters are and how good they were and how relevant they were back in the day.
I remember seeing it was like Terminator Lady or the woman from Terminator, and it's like, put some respect on Sarah Connor's name, for fuck's sake.
Sarah Connor's done nothing fucking wrong. Never call her that before.
Fucking Terminator Lady. Yeah, that's what she is. Yes, that's the one. Fuck's sake.
It's like that meme that I seen years ago that Samantha was pissing ourselves out about. That what was it called? That Sandra Bullock film where they had to wear the bird box.
Yeah.
There was that, and people were just going like, "Who the fuck is this Michael Jackson woman lookalike?" And it's like, how can you disrespect Sandy B like this? Like, put some fucking respect on her name.
I mean, that woman was sat on a bus that couldn't go below 50 miles an hour at all. She jumped over bridges and everything for this shit, God.
Oh, she was in Demolition Man, one of the best films ever.
Class film. 3 seashells, and a shisha. Anyway, on that bombshell, we're going on tangents. That is the end of the show. Thank you, everyone that's joined us. To give you a quick reminder of the stories that we've been through today, Activision Blizzard bosses pledged that they will be the company that sets an example in the industry by hiring their best friends to look after them when it comes to looking after their colleagues. Not the greatest stuff. Anyway, that came after the lead story of the day, that FIFA has added women to pro clubs, or will be be for 2022. Fortnite will be getting 2 Street Fighter characters, which is what we've just talked about then. And Call of Duty 2021 will have all sorts of content if you want to buy it or not. You don't have to. It's up to you, depending on how you sit with the Activision Blizzard stuff. Maybe it's not enough to put you off, that, which is also fine, depending on your circumstances. Just make your own decisions based on your own selves. But a decision I'm going to make for you is to tell you that you should be dropping a follow on this channel, like Lady Loki did 8 minutes ago. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome into the stream.
Thank you.
Also, once again, shout outs to West and ads for the hosts. And then all of the fake accounts, Temp account 131, Twitch _setup _tool. Thank you for your follows. You've already been banned because you're not in the Twitch activity feed, but you're still in the Streamlabs one. So yeah, we appreciate you for your 5 seconds of life before you got blocked. Yeah, we are going to drop off. Do follow the channel because you'll get notified when Bibby does come back with some Fortnite. I could be on then a little bit later on with some PUBG, depending on what time I get back. And if I've got Fortnite installed, I may jump on with Bib. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. If you've got any of those games and you'd like to jump in, then do feel free to let us know. Maybe we can get some community games going on. But before all of that happens, Bib, would you like to tell people how they can shave our show?
Yes, again, thank you very much for joining us for the 3rd episode of The Scoop this week. We very much appreciate it. But if you want to help shape our show, there's 2 ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. If you are watching this on any of the on-demand services, go into the description below. You'll be able to find all the links that will be required right there. But the only thing that we need from you is the URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and opinions. Did I say impressions? your thoughts and impressions. But yeah,
it still counts. Unless we're talking about social media impressions, then we'll give you those too.
Just chuck all that stuff in there, then we'll tell you on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
12 noon. But more like 10 a.m. ish. 10 a.m.-ish. We do go live on Twitch at 10 a.m.-ish, as Spike says, with the triggered ish emotes in the chat. We do go live at 10 a.m.-ish each and every single weekday. We appreciate anyone that drops in, even though we're live now at 10 minutes past 1. It's a long old way from 10 a.m. It's busy. It's just busy. Life is busy. Things to be doing. And we're trying to make the content better, getting video bits and stuff going out. So the start time is fluid. We'll put it that way. But yeah, do feel free to go off. Grab yourself some lunch, grab yourself a drink, some snacks. Come back and join Bib for some Fortnite. Maybe I'll jump in later on, or maybe I'll jump in with some PUBG instead. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But until then, have a good day. Enjoy your food. Get a little bit of sunshine. Get back indoors because it's going to rain later on. And stay
frosty.